10 worst MLB contracts heading into 2023. You don't have to be a baseball fan to be familiar with the old adage that if you want to play, you've got to pay. And with the recent success of big spenders like the Dodgers and Yankees, it would seem like this philosophy has some merit. However, for every successful signing, there seems to be twice as many that don't pan out, leaving teams stuck paying for production that they could have gotten from non-roster invitees and enjoying the view from the bottom of the standings. So without further ado, let's take a look at 10 MLB contracts that are strong bets to do well amid rising inflation, not so well for their team's championship aspirations. Number 10. Madison Bumgarner, Arizona Diamondbacks. 2023 salary, $23 million. The man affectionately called Mad Bum is a bit of a folk legend in the NL West. Drafted by the San Francisco Giants straight out of high school from Hickory, North Carolina in 2007, the towering lefty helped the Giants win 3 World Series titles in his first 5 seasons of the big leagues. Over the years, Mad Bum developed a reputation for his clutch pitching and live bat, boasting an astounding 19 career HR from the pitcher position, and often getting called to pinch hit for position players late in games. So when he hit the free agent market in December 2019, it came as no surprise when the rival Diamondbacks opened up their checkbook and signed Mad Bum to a 5-year, $85 million deal. Unfortunately for the D-backs, Mad Bum appears to have left his winning ways in San Francisco. Since moving to the desert, he is a ghastly 15-29 over 3 seasons, and his 4.88 ERA and 1.44 WHIP in 2022 are truly painful for longtime Mad Bum fans to stomach. And with the Dodgers and Padres both featuring all-star studded lineups, there's not a lot of optimism Mad Bum can turn back the clock in 2023. Number 9. Chris Sale, Boston Red Sox. 2023 salary, $27.5 million. For years, baseball fans wondered how Chris Sale, almost comically slender at 6'6" and a mere 185 pounds, could stay healthy with his slight frame and awkward lefty delivery. And for years, Sale would prove the doubters wrong and throw over 200 innings with some of the most dominant pitching metrics in the game. This prompted the Red Sox to trade the farm to acquire Sale's services in the winter of 2016. Sale continued his dominance and durability in the early years of his Red Sox tenure, ultimately leading the team to a World Series title in 2018. With dreams of more championships to come, the Red Sox inked Sale to a fat 5-year, $145 million contract a few months later. However, over the last 3 seasons, Sale has thrown a total of 48.1 innings. During that time frame, he collected a whopping $90 million in base salary. That's nearly $2 million per inning pitched. The upside for the Red Sox is that if Sale finds a way to log more than 60 innings in 2023, he's technically providing better value than he has over the last 3 campaigns, making that $27.5 million look like a bargain. Relatively speaking, of course. Number 8. Yoán Moncada, Chicago White Sox. 2023 salary, $17.8 million. Speaking of Sale, the prospect that was the key piece of shipping him off to Boston was Yoán Moncada. After struggling with plate discipline in his first full year in the lineup, Moncada broke out in a big way in 2019, posting a .915 OPS and appearing on one voter's MVP ballot. To keep their rising young star from ever reaching the open market, the White Sox signed Moncada to a 5-year, $70 million contract prior to the 2020 season. Since getting paid, Moncada has played replacement-level ball, making that 2019 season look like a major fluke. His 2022 season was particularly painful, as he posted a pathetic .626 OPS over 433 plate appearances. If he doesn't turn things around in a major way to start 2023, the White Sox could very well be paying this man $17 million to ride the pine. Number 7. Javi Baez, Detroit Tigers. 2023 salary, $22 million. Javi Baez is one of those tantalizing 5-tool prospects who's done just enough to, well, tantalize in his MLB career. Despite comically bad plate discipline, he has a couple of 30-homer seasons, 2 All-Star Game appearances, and a Gold Glove to his name. And no one can deny his role in helping the Cubs break their century-long curse in 2016. This all added up to the Tigers rewarding him with a 6-year, $140 million contract following the 2021 season to anchor their lineup and play all-star defense at shortstop. Unfortunately, his first season in the Motor City was an unmitigated disaster. He swung at an eye-popping 48.7% of pitches outside of the strike zone, helping pave the way to a paltry .671 OPS. Oh yeah, he also committed 26 errors, prompting the team to DH him in 10 games in a season where nothing went right for the expensive shortstop. Number 6. Jose Berrios, Toronto Blue Jays. 2023 salary, $15.7 million. Speaking of tantalizing prospects, Jose Berrios was supposed to be that guy coming up through the Twins organization. And like the man before him, Berrios did have his moments with his original club, making a couple of all-star teams early in his career. This resulted in him pricing himself out of the notoriously tight-pocketed Twins' price range, and they shipped him north of the border at the trade deadline in 2021. After a solid cameo in Toronto, the Jays gave Berrios a massive 7-year, $131 million extension to be their ace for a generation. However, for a player with elite strikeout stuff, Berrios has always had a tendency to be head-scratchingly hittable, and this issue came to the forefront in 2022. He had the highest average and OPS against him of any qualified pitcher in the league, resulting in 5.23 ERA. The scary part about this contract for the Jays is that 2023 is just the tip of the iceberg, with the team on the books for more and more every year through 2028. This makes the $15 million they'll pay in 2023 for the statistically most hittable pitcher in the league seem like a bargain if he can't turn it around in a hurry. Number 5. Giancarlo Stanton, New York Yankees. 2023 salary, $32 million. When Giancarlo Stanton hit 59 homers and won the MVP in 2017 for the mediocre Marlins, you just knew that every contender was going to come knocking to try and pry him away from the chance to join a winning club. And this didn't take long to come true, with the Marlins sending him and the roughly $275 million remaining on his contract to the Yankees in the offseason, making him the first reigning MVP to get traded since Barry Bonds following the 1992 season. It seemed like a dream come true for both the Yankees and fantasy owners alike, with the short porches in Yankee Stadium extremely appealing for a player who crushed 59 in South Beach. To everyone's dismay, though, the results just haven't been there for Stanton in pinstripes. Plagued by an inability to stay healthy, Stanton has hit a combined 73 HR over the past 4 seasons in New York. Coming off a season in which he batted .211 and made more than half of his appearances at DH, the $32 million has to be hard to swallow, even for the always lavish Yankees. Number 4. Chris Bryant, Colorado Rockies. 2023 salary, $28 million. Bryant signed a monster 7-year, $182 million contract with the Rockies just before the start of the 2022 season. The question is, why? Having moved on from homegrown stars Nolan Arenado and Trevor Story, the Rockies seemingly admitted to not wanting to pay for top-tier talent, with all signs seeming to indicate a rebuild. And then they go and pay top dollar for an aging Bryant, despite being glutted with corner outfielder prospects at the minor league levels. True, Bryant's extreme flyball profile projects well at Coors Field, and his .851 OPS in an injury-riddled 2022 season shows that he still has some life in his bat. It just makes absolutely no sense to pay an aging star $28 million per year for a team that's at least 2 seasons away from being a wild card contender. Number 3. Anthony Rendon, Los Angeles Angels. 2023 salary, $38.5 million. You would have thought that the Albert Pujols experiment would have served as a point of caution for the Arte Moreno on handing out massive long-term deals for players set to play the majority of the contract on the wrong side of 30. But the man will spare no expense on keeping the Angels mediocre, inking Rendon to an absurd 7-year, $245 million contract to pry him away from the World Championship Nationals. As can be expected, he's fallen conspicuously short of his contract parameters, playing in a combined 157 games over 3 years with the club and hitting a total of 20 HR. In 2023, Rendon will be paid more than teammate Mike Trout, who hit 40 HR in 2022 alone and has long been in the conversation of best player in baseball. Let that sink in. Number 2, Patrick Corbin, Washington Nationals. 2023 salary, $24.4 million. Those 2019 World Series Championship Washington Nationals sure were an expensive bunch. After finishing 5th in Cy Young, voting for Arizona in 2018, the Nationals went all in for a title in 2019, signing Corbin at the steep price of 6 years, $140 million to pair with Steven Strasburg and Max Scherzer to form arguably the top pitching rotation in the league. The results speak for themselves, and Corbin turned in another strong campaign in 2019 en route to a World Series title. However, it has all been downhill from there. The soft-tossing lefty, by today's standards, surrendered the most earned runs and recorded the most losses in the league in each of the past 2 seasons, with little hope of a reversal of fortunes, playing for the moribund Nats and entering his age 33 season. But hey, that 2019 season is permanently on the record books. Number 1, Steven Strasburg, Washington Nationals. 2023 salary, $35 million. Making it 3 for 3 on 2019 Nationals being grossly overpaid, Steven Strasburg tops our list of worst contracts heading into 2023. And it kind of hurts to say so, no pun intended. Drafted number 1 overall by the Nationals in 2009 out of San Diego State, Strasburg and his devastating curveball was viewed as one of the most major league-ready pitching prospects ever, the man who would be the cornerstone of Washington's rise to prominence. Despite some injury issues and inconsistency along the way, Strasburg delivered in a major way during that 2019 championship run, posting an 18-6 record and 251 strikeouts that he parlayed into a new 7-year, $245 million deal that would make him a National for life. Unfortunately, it appears that the Nats will be stuck paying for past production, with Strasburg battling injuries and logging just 31.2 innings combined over the past 3 seasons. Early reports state that he's yet to arrive at spring training following surgery for thoracic outlet syndrome. So it's safe to say that the Nationals could be shelling out $35 million on a player that may not take the mound in 2023 or ever again.